everybody. How you all are? Well, this is another installment of good old No Dust Monday. Not a whole lot to report, really. It's been kind of a wild week around here. I'm living on the coast of Texas, and so we've been raining and raining and raining. I'm sort of thinking that one of these projects we're going to do real soon is going to be making an ark or something. It's pretty bad. I'll probably add a little video to it too. There's a whole story about everything that went on, and not a whole lot happened. Not a whole lot. I didn't get much done to the project, but I did end up getting a new phone. And I guess, might as well tell you that story, huh? I know, like Monday, maybe Tuesday, my phone's been locking up off and on for about a week or two. It finally locked up and I just couldn't get it to reset. So finally I did get it to work. And when Jan, my most beautiful and loving wife, come home, she says, that's it, it's time to get a new phone. So what we did was we went over to the phone store and started looking around, shopping, you know, kind of checking it all out. And the person that was there told us, well, you can do all the shopping you want, but you're not going to buy anything. And I was kind of like, what are you talking about? I'm not going to buy nothing. Well, it ended up being that their system was down. And my loving wife, she knew about it because she said, yeah, most probably I figured that was that way, because when we looked on the internet to see our account and everything like that, it wasn't giving a whole lot of information. So, alright, so we decided, since we were out and about and everything like that, we stopped at Lowe's, which is one place that we don't go to too often, and kind of made a killing. She got some of the things she needed for a couple of projects she wanted to do, and I was kind of, after the running through a lot of painting up that cabinet and everything like that. So we hit the oops aisle and got a couple colors, new colors of paint for the next project. So it was a pretty good deal. About the time we get back in, got car all loaded up and everything like that, and she went and checked the internet and she goes, oh, their system's back up. So we ran over there, and they normally close at 9, and we got there probably about 8:30. So we got our name on the list, you know, waited. Finally we came across and had this real nice gentleman. I wish I could remember his name, but it's been almost a week, you know, and I've slept since then. So he goes, we've gone through and we were looking at that new Galaxy, I think it's S7, not the Edge one, because that glass on the end is a little bit too dainty for us, and drop it or something like that, it breaks. But we're looking at the regular one because it's waterproof and things like that. And living on the coast, salt water is really rough on these phones. It'll get in the spray and just the salt vapor or fumes or whatever you want to call it. It gets inside and it starts tearing up the speakers. I've had 2 or 3 of my previous phones. They were working real good, except you couldn't hear nobody, or they couldn't hear me, because they'd get all corroded inside where the speakers were. So I figured, you know, maybe one of these water-resistant ones would work a little better. So we talked with the salesperson, and he says, we asked about reliability, and he said, well, it's a new phone, you know, it's new software, so it'll be a little glitchy. Well, I didn't want to deal with that glitchy stuff. So we ended up looking around and settled on the phone that I'm talking to you on now, because, oh heck, I wanted to see how good the video is going to work on it, and the sound quality, because it's probably the only thing I got that I can put sound on right now, but I'm working on it. Anyway, we had settled on this S6 Active, and that's because it's water resistant. I think it's waterproof too. and it's got a whole lot of decent features. Plus, it's got the older software that's like just this side of the new stuff, and it's real stable from what he says. And I can tell you, I've been using it about a week now, and it's been working pretty good. It texts good. And, I mean, I don't use it as hard as I used to, but it does a lot of filming good. It runs. I got a little app for this this Dancy, I think it is, P2 camera that I got, and I started using, and it works pretty good. It's a nice little monitor and everything like that. It runs through the Wi-Fi system, and it does good. I've had real good luck with it. I haven't been still testing it, trying it out. But I think one of these days I may break down and invest in a little tablet or something, so this way I can keep the phone still hooked up with the Wi-Fi, the house Wi-Fi. Because what happens is when you hook up to the regular Wi-Fi with that dancing, it kind of kills everything. The other problem too is that dancing, when you turn Wi-Fi on it, man, it sucks the battery. It usually lasts me about 3-4 hours. I've been playing around with it and stuff like that, with off and on stuff. Man, you put that Wi-Fi and hook it up, man, it runs nonstop for probably about an hour and a half, and it's dead. So, I don't know. I'm still working on it. We get this all straightened out, we're going to have some killer videos coming out of here. If I ever get around back to working on stuff again. Anyway, then what else I do? Oh, I mow the lawn. Which is kind of like a common thing. It must have been about knee high. Okay, it wasn't knee high, but it's pretty close. And boy, I'll tell you, I think even though we got a small property here, I should have invested in a combine instead of a mower. This way I could have baled some of that stuff. So anyway, that's about all that's been going on. A new phone, little extra new video work, and a little dangle and promise that I'm going to get some better equipment maybe. Oh, and I did make a few pieces of equipment, and I'll show you that at the end as we go along in this thing. But other than that, not a whole lot to tell you. Hope everybody has a real nice week, and maybe if the weather settles down and things like that, I can get back out into the shop here and actually do something, and maybe we can get this cabinet finished. Because after we get the cabinet done and painted and straightened out, and I think I'm gonna put the miter saw on it. After I get all that done, then I got to figure out and build a dust containment system for it. But I got a few things up here now, so we'll see what happens. Yeah, I wanted to show off this it was one of them little projects that I did this week. It was a real quickie deal, and what it is I got this little. This is actually a bunch of parts from a little tripod, and there's a selfie stick assembly. And I went and I epoxied a piece of lumber, just a real thin piece of cutoff from one of those 2x4s I was trimming, onto it, and stuck on the mount for my Disney action cam, I guess is what they call it. And so now I've got a little bit more choice of what kind of camera I can use for different things. And when I need sound, I'm kind of limited right now, but I'm working on it. So this way we can get more sound to it. But the idea of using that clear case with the Disney helps a lot in keeping the dust and everything out of the camera, kind of protecting it when I'm in high dust stuff and painting and things like that. But it came out real good, held up real good. I've been testing it off and on. Most of it was taking pictures of the dogs and that. And it's a pretty nice little camera. It's a Disney P2 HD Wi-Fi. And it's had real good reviews, and we got it for a pretty decent price. It's a heck of a lot cheaper than a GoPro was. And it does okay. I downloaded the app to the phone, and I actually can use my phone now to control it. Only problem is that when you're talking Wi-Fi like that, unless you have power run to the unit all the time, it just sucks the battery up. Heck, the battery's only good for about an hour, but it's enough to get a whole lot of little pictures and little pieces back and forth done, which is mainly what I've been doing recently. Oh, what are you gonna do? That's the way it's happening. But that's the big deal here. I also did another one that I'm gonna have to show you, and it's like I said, this is all just kind of temporary until I can get some, like real high-tech equipment. Well, okay, not high-tech, but at least some kind of different equipment. Let's put it that way. Well, I had the selfie stick laying around for a while, and it was one of these. Well, what am I gonna do with it? So I took some scraps, put a 1/4 by 20 bolt through it, and set up a nice little stand for it. It extends pretty high, and it gives me some aerial shots and some overhead shots and different things like that. I actually have the original camera that I was using, which was a waterproof camera for fishing, that I mount on that, or now with that new mount that I built on the other rack, I'll be able to do a lot more with it, I'm pretty sure. I haven't tried the new phone with it yet, but I think that this stand here was probably going to do all right for like I hate to use the word selfie, but for like when I'm sitting there and wanting to talk to you and get you straightened out. Although, right now, I'm pretty good with cameras. My big problem now is being able to get sound to it. And until I can get that kind of figured out and straightened out, we're probably going to be overdubbing a lot. We'll see how it goes. Anyway, I'm pretty sure that most people would rather hear music than my voice anyway. So anyway, y'all have a real nice few days, and I'm looking forward to talking to you again real soon.